Obviously the goal kicking didn't quite go to plan on the weekend, but is there anything that you've done in training to kind of rectify it, or is it just confidence that it probably can't get as worse as it did the other night?
We haven't trained yet, so no. I mean, I think we've got to look at the game itself, and our review was certainly around a lot of what we did right. And we did a hell of a lot right in that game. We played some terrific footy, some really good football. We played some good, strong forward half footy. We used the ball well. We used our numbers well. We just didn't finish the last piece of work. So, you drill into the game in its entirety, and we did a lot right. We just didn't finish. Now I know that was costly for us, but this week's a new week. As the next shot at goal is a new shot at goal. You just need to put it behind you and move on to the next one. But from the game's perspective, we felt we did a lot right.
What do you put it down to, John? Is it just a bad day at the office, or is it a day that considered next week?
I think it was a bad day at the office. Yeah. I mean, it was. Generally we're about mid-table, I guess, in our conversion. But once again, it was part of the game we didn't get right. If you look at Melbourne, for instance, on the weekend, they had 73 inside 50s and got beaten. I think they kicked 5-15. It does happen, and so it happens in this game. You'd rather it not happen. We'll work and try and get it better, but we'll also balance it out with some of the football we played was very good, very strong footy, and we'll keep concentrating on making sure we get that right and creating enough half chances for us to be able to give ourselves another chance to score. And if you get a lot right in your game style and give yourself a chance to have a shot at goal, eventually things turn, and that's our focus, is to make sure we keep working on the things we've been getting right the last couple of weeks, and then we'll hit the scoreboard.
What does it feel like when you put so much preparation in and you walk away with a draw? Are you a fan of the draws?
Well, it is what it is. I don't sort of spend much time thinking whether we should or shouldn't be. I do, I guess, a bit of a look at the golden point up here in rugby league, but it is what it is. We had an opportunity to win the game. We did a lot right. We just didn't do it. Just didn't finish our work off, and so put that one behind us now. Take what we did well out of it and move on to the next game.
Just in general, do you think that's something maybe the game needs to have a look at, whether they continue that format? Because I just, for fans walking away, it's sort of it's a mixed feeling.
Yeah, it's for fans, players, and coaches. Everyone has the same feeling. So it may be something for the game to look at some point, but I'm more into the Tigers this week. I need to worry about that and get that right, so I'll be focused on that.
John, what do you make of the younger players who played on Friday night? I mean, Errol Gould and Braden Campbell and Angus Sheldrick had a really good game as well. You must be impressed with them. Yeah,
we feel like we're continuing the build of our young group coming through. Our midfield group would be as young as most midfield, or as any midfield group going through the competition. We've got a very, very young, inexperienced midfield group, but they're doing a great job, and I said that last week. Goulden and Sheldrick and Campbell and those guys, Rowbottom, and we feel like they've been generally pretty consistent for us. They're not going to get it right every week, but they're doing a lot right, and that's been terrific to see, is the continued development on the weekend of the Gussie Sheldricks and those types that are coming through is good for the footy club. And we played an experienced team. I think they had 9 over 30-year-olds on the weekend, and we're still working our way through it and getting a lot right, which is good to see.
Can we expect Tommy McCartney back after a few weeks of work?
We'll see how he goes at training today and make a call probably tomorrow. See how he and Lance as well. See how they pull up from training today, and whether we need to pick them for this week. I mean, the good thing is, hopefully, if they both get through training, probably for the first time in a long time, we'll have some selection pressures, which is terrific, and that's what we want to get. We felt like the team generally on the weekend performed pretty strongly, and we've got hopefully a couple of players that we can get back in the team if we need to as well. So that's a good position to be in.
How big of a chance is Lance?
There's a chance. He'll train today, and we'll see how he goes. He's been running and building back towards his training session. Hopefully, if he gets through the training session, feels good. The important thing is he pulls up well tomorrow. So we'll make that call probably tomorrow if he feels up to it. He feels like he's done everything and it's pulled up well. We'll make that call tomorrow.
Was he close last week? I know there's been a few times you said if he's fit, he'll play. Has he been close, or is it always sort of looking like?
Oh, it was always last week. It was if he'd done enough at training, and we sort of had to make the decision to do enough at training but not tip him over, and that's that fine line that if you do too much at training with him, it might make him sore for the game a couple of days later, and we didn't want to be in that position. And so last week it was about, look, we'll do enough that he needs to do to feel good, hopefully pulls up okay, don't tip him over the edge, and that gives him the best chance to train today and then be available for selection this week, hopefully. I mean, the best laid plans sometimes go south, as we know, but all we can do is hopefully that's the plan, to give him the opportunity to play, not only play, but play his best footy.
Do you feel like there was a sense of, in the past couple of weeks, turning a corner a bit this season in terms of some of that pressure you're able to put on the ball and just really positive direction that the team is heading in?
We've been the number one pressure team in the comp this year, but there's other things during the course of the game we've just let ourselves down with. We haven't played a full four-quarter performance as often as what we should have, but we've felt like the last couple of weeks in particular, against different opposition, but played pretty well. We felt on the weekend, as I said, we played some really good footy against a quality opposition team. So it's a matter of making sure we do that more often than not, and do it for as long as we can. And if that's the case, we're in a good shape.
When you talk about pressure in the young team, is there belief that you guys can still make a charge at that top eight?
There's belief that we can still play really good footy, and that's where our focus is playing really good footy. I mean, if you look at our, probably the first half of the year, we played some good footy in patches. The last couple of weeks we've been more consistent at that, and we got some belief that we can play really good, strong football when we need to. And most of the game on the weekend I thought we were really strong, and that was a good sign that we were able to play good, strong team defensive footy, and that turned into attack and had plenty of shots at goal, plenty of marks inside 50. We'll have to take what the game gives us a bit this week. This week might be a bit different. Thursday night at the MCG might be a bit wet and slippery, who knows. Richmond, a different opposition. We need to keep adjusting and learning and have different ways of playing. And most importantly though, if we keep our foundation up, which is the contest and pressure around the footy, that gives us a good chance.
What are you expecting from Richmond at the Jet this week? Obviously they're coming off a pretty big loss, so
yeah.
Wanting a bit of a fight back as well.
Yeah, they generally play a really high pressure game. They're a forward team generally. Their form over the last probably 4 or 5 weeks has been pretty solid. They dropped away a bit last week, but generally they've been really good. They might get Martin back into the team this week, which is another positive for them. So we're looking forward to a good contest. We think Thursday night down there it'll be a beauty. So we're really looking forward to it.